When I was little, I would dream of a prince who would take me away from all the darkness and show me where happiness lies. He would say I was your sleeping beauty, who just needed awakening. You pulled down the fence I'd built around myself. It's always nice to have a family now. I had imagined love before, how it could be. I didn't want to risk breaking it. I didn't know if he was strong enough to deal with my craziness. Of course you were. And you didn't leave. I want to see your eyes again.
It's a non-linear film that works on a couple of levels, maybe even 3 or 4. I think the main thread is really the impact someone can have on your life, a positive impact, even if they're not in your life for very long. The other thing is if you are dealing with mental health issues, if you find a way to be happy, even if that is illusion, then that's good too. It's still a way to be happy. I think those are the main 2 threads. Beyond that, I like the fact that it's a film you can watch several times, and you could come away with the idea that he existed, and that even though he passed away, he had enough of an impact for her to get on with life in a positive way. Or even if his presence was imagined, it still was what she needed to get out of this isolation that she's struggling with. Those are the 2 main threads. Yeah.
And what were the biggest challenges for making the film?
Well, like I said earlier, I was looking at... I'd written a script and prepared almost to shoot this film, which was much higher budget, with a very good friend of mine, a quite famous DP in France. He sadly fell ill and left us, and that's a lot of the inspiration in the storyline too. But he just basically said before going, just find a way to make a film. So that was part of the reason that it was such a stripped down production. But I wanted it to be emotionally resonant and immediate, which is why the camera's always moving. We shot most of it in New York, so in that sense you don't have too many problems, because you're as long as you don't put a tripod down and have 20 people, you're allowed to shoot anywhere. And even if you shoot people, as long as you're not literally on their face, it's okay. You don't even need, So in that sense, and because I was, there was very light equipment, it was not too problematic. I think the only real technical issue was in post. The sound designer that worked, Mathieu Burgess, who worked on the sound design, he would like to reshoot it, because he would like a few microphones hidden in the graveyard and stuff. That was tricky to clean the sound because of all this big highway next to it, and so he worked really hard and did a fantastic job to recover the sound on that. And at the same time, I didn't want the sound to be perfect. I wanted it to have that raw feel, because even with documentary, sometimes when it's too clean, it takes me out of the fact that it's real life. So I kind of wanted a little bit of roughness there, but it did need quite a lot of work, and he did a great job to salvage certainly the cemetery scene, and probably the diner scene too, even though then I asked him to make it dirtier again and mess the sound up again, because he took it too clean. But at least we had something clean to work with, and then you can mess it up. And that's what he said to me, was like, next time let's get it clean, and then we can make it grungy afterwards. Yeah. So that would be the only thing, I guess. But then if you do that, then you lose an immediacy in how it's filmed, perhaps. So it's that would be it, really. Just maybe a few more microphones, hidden microphones. Yeah.
And what was one of your favourite moments from the film? A favourite scene or a favourite shot?
Well, definitely the ballet dancing in the graveyard at the end. I think actually that would probably be, I fought really, really hard to get the music from Max Richter for that. I kind of knew when I was filming it that I needed that music for that scene to be as moving as it is, hopefully. And quite a few people have told me when they've seen that film that's made them, it's brought a tear to their eye, that moment, a happy tear, because it's her fighting back and her realising that if she, moves on and moves to Europe, then she's going to be okay. And it all happens in a dance and a piece of music. And actually, now when you see it, especially when you see it on a great screen like this, it removes you, because obviously when you're editing it and you're working on sound, you're watching it over and over and over again, and it dilutes that. But then when you pull back a bit and you get to see it on a big screen like this, then you get to watch it as a viewer for the, which is amazing, and it worked on me, which was great. So that, I guess that's probably the moment I'm the proudest of, I think, because it really works. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for submitting your film to our festival and attending, and congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure, and some amazing films too. And there was another film yesterday that brought a tear to my eye, which was it Reflections, the name?
Yes.
Fantastic. Really moving. Yeah. No.
When I was little, I would dream of a prince who would take me away from all the darkness and show me where happiness lies. He would say I was your sleeping beauty, who just needed awakening. You pulled down the fence I'd built around myself. It's always nice to have a family, I had imagined love before, how it could be. I didn't want to risk breaking it. I didn't know if he was strong enough to deal with my craziness. Of course you were. And you didn't leave. I want to see your eyes again.